If you don't mind, I can tell you what makes us a bit different.
Sure, go ahead.
We have created our manifesto and we simplified it to a point that it is implementable. It's not vague. You know, you can write a manifesto and say, I will do, I mean, the industry is so bad. When I come in, I will do this, I will do that. It's vague. But what is the real solution that you're going to do with that? For tourism, I complained about the dignity.
The way
I said, we will bring back the family values, the family-friendly tourism into this country. That means that we go in, once upon a time, there were families who come into the Gambia. You see a family, not 1, 2 old people walking around. You see families. We go back to that. Because when you have old people coming and old males coming for something, families who don't want...
tourists are mainly old men.
Well, excuse me, but if not only old men, but there are other... See, one thing about me is that I say things as it is. I
just find it funny. Sorry.
Yes, I'm not going to say vulgar things, but I say as it is. That's what's going on. You go, yes, 2 days ago, I stopped at a shop with my wife and kids, and this young Gambian coming out with an old grandma, a very old grandma, holding her hands, and she is so happy. And this young boy must be 21, 22 years old. They're holding hands and tying and and do all kisses and stuff like that. Grandma.
They're in love. So what?
Are you kidding? Would you be like that for a grandma? No. That is where the dignity comes into play, my brother. That person's actions, when that lady goes out, he will say, well, Gambia, you can go down there and you have the greatest time. And I heard that before. There was a guy who made a movie, a film, a documentary about that. It is not right. And we know that is not love. And because it's a love for money.
But what can you do about that? Because you'll then be trampling on the human rights of this young man.
Well, the human, no, but what I'm saying is, I'm not going to arrest the guy because I didn't attack him.
Okay.
But we can change laws.
To say what? Somebody that young now cannot...
No. Listen, there is a human... If you are doing things that is going to destroy the image of our country, what should you do? Because Gambia is a community. Every single person is an ambassador in the Gambia. Your behavior reflects on me. Every Gambian, whether you are here or abroad, whatever your action is, it reflects on the country. Wouldn't it? Sure. If you go out there and then you do crime, and then we see that it's Gambian, 2 Gambian, 3 Gambians who are doing crime, what would they say? The first thing that those people will do is to restrict visa for Gambians. And then they will start doing what? Focusing on the Gambian people. We are all ambassadors.
Sure.
What we do here reflects on each and every one of us. And I'm not like that. But when I go outside and somebody tells me that I went to Gambia, I did this, I had a great time, you guys are young people,
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But if we do family-friendly
tourism,
we will attract decent people.
Okay.
Right? Now, let me just go over my thing. We have citizens reorientation. We believe that citizens reorientation will help build the human capacity that we need, and at the same time will build the human dignity that we need for our young people. That is through national service. A 2-year mandatory national service. When you get out from high school, you squeeze into the military, the National Service Corps. We train you believe it or not, I'm going to say it right. What the training that I have from the military, I will never have it anywhere. The best training, because it builds your character. Military service builds your character. It makes you somebody who really, really is honorable. Because you know what? You die for a state, for a people. Now, if you go into the national service, we train you, and at the same time, we train you skills. We broke the National Service Corps into 5 different corps. That is the medical corps, the teachers corps, the automotive corps, the fire and rescue corps, and corps that we need to serve agriculture. So each and every one of those corps, if you go into the national service, you do your 2 years, and then we'll train you, whether you like, if you want engineering, we get you into the engineering corps. The Gambia invests in you heavily as a young person. When you graduate from there, you work in the Gambia or you go outside, you will be dignified. It's a Gambian who is well trained. Yeah. Right? We have the same thing for our medical staff. The medical corps, we will train you to be the best medical personnel. When that can satisfy our medical needs here, but if you go outside too, you have a very good reputation. Fire and rescue. We need fire and rescue. We need all these things. But we can train our young people at an early age and give them the tools to survive. And the government can invest in them, because if you invest, you get more than 25% yielding from that investment, because people will go out, they will work, and they will pay taxes. And at the same time, when you go outside, your reputation is nice. Then we have the citizens' welfare, which is the feedings and all those things. What we need, what the citizens really need, that is good health care and good agriculture and all those things. We can be able to build it from there. And then we go fighting crime. You cannot have a peace of mind with rampant crime. Now we're hearing homicide is rising. They can say that it is low, but one single homicide is one too much. It's one too many. We don't know these kind of things before. Now we're seeing that if you go around, your phone is snatched with from your hands.
Because the population has grown. The higher, the number of people, the likelier you will see new habits.
Yes, new habits, but then you create laws that will protect those habits, suppress those habits. Crime has price. The price of committing a crime should be higher than the crime itself.
Well, the police will argue that the rate at which they are solving crime and preventing crime is actually greater than maybe the number of crimes that are happening.
Well, if I cannot walk outside of here with my phone late at night and not getting attacked, then I can say the police are doing well. This is not about the police. Okay. It's about the rule of law, the enforcement of the rule of law, and then making the crime preventable. Crime, somebody wants to commit a crime, and the price of that crime is
the consequences.
The consequences. That's what I meant by the price. Is lower. They will commit it because they can pay their way out of that.
Okay. Let me ask you this, because we are fast running out of time. I'm just checking. It's 11:14. What role do you see for women in your party in terms of leadership and national politics?
I had this discussion before with someone. Why women?
Because for long they've been disadvantaged, and now we're talking about...
No, that's what the people think. That's what is going on. But
you're saying
let me tell you. Right. Let me tell you something here.
I'm all ears.
If we single out women,
yes.
If we single out women as they are not equal to us,
No, nobody's saying it's...
No, well, if you said you put women there, that means that they're not equal to us. Then we have to make them equal to us. What I'm saying is, my campaign manager is a woman. As a political party, women being a campaign manager, where?
Okay, you have one woman campaign manager.
Yeah, but I mean, I have varieties of people who are women.
How big is your executive?
My executive, I mean, we're still building our executive.
Okay.
How
many men are there already? There's yourself.
But do they have to be equal? I will pick people based on their competence rather than their agenda. Yeah. That's what I meant, that women can do a lot. But what I'm saying is we should not pick them just because they are women.
So you're saying we should disregard this numbers issue,
this gender issue,
actually argue for the competence of
that's what is more important, though, isn't it? When we're talking about merit base, because that's what we hire people based on merit, and then we turn around and say we have to hire people based on gender. Where's the contradiction? Because what happens is that women, I didn't see anywhere where I say women want this. No, you cannot do it because you are a woman.
Okay, what's GPAP stands on?
No, let's clear this because we have to cut this.
Okay.
Because I don't want people to think that I am anti-women. But what I'm saying is we should not base it on gender.
Okay.
We should base it on competence. This woman is more competent than so and so, we will pick her. If I have a file that a bunch of files, everybody applied, and I shift through that, and I see that this woman is more competent, I will take her.
Okay. What's your party's stance on transparency and accountability?
I think that it is more important. Integrity. If you people select people who have integrity, you will have transparency and accountability. And being transparent is so important because the people will have to see what is going on. Okay. But again, we have to balance national security also, because not everything has to be out there. Transparency is important. Accountability, my gosh, that is most important. Because everybody is accountable to to what you have. Okay. And then we have to have checks and balances to make sure that when you do something, we assess you yearly or every quarter. Okay. And look at your progress.
And how does your party plan to strengthen institutions like the judiciary and the National Assembly, which are co-equal partners in this governance thing, so that we ensure this transparency and accountability yearning?
National Assembly, judiciary has to be extremely ramped up, because they are not, I don't know if it's the manpower or what, but then you have cases that are going on for a long time. Justice, we have to also provide, what is it again? I was going to say, we have to provide laws that are stringent enough, and the judiciary has to do those things based on.
Is it the judiciary or the National Assembly? The production of laws is a matter.
No, I'm talking about the execution of the law.
Okay.
The National Assembly,
comes up with the laws.
They represent the people. They will represent the people. The people send them over there as an executive. The executive we cannot do much over there, because when we say that they are representative of the people, and now the executive have to dictate then it defeats the purpose. But we have to be able to pick the right people to go to the National Assembly. That means that maybe we need to change the laws there to increase the capacity or the requirements. Maybe we need to put the stringent requirements there, because anybody can come in and pay their way out and go into the National Assembly. Then they become manipulatable. If somebody can be able to manipulate you, like what the president did before.
What did he do before?
Well, the National Assembly, didn't he give them land? We give him land. They didn't give him land in Old Yundum. That's bribery, isn't it? Every single person had, every single National Assembly member has. Why are you laughing?
So funny. It's the
But
way
that's
you
what
put it.
happened, though. And then we come back, and then we give them vehicles. The same thing. They said they paid half, and then the state paid half. It is not, because that is not the role of the executive.
That was not a decision of the president.
Whose decision is that?
That was the National Assembly's
Who
decision.
signed it?
Who
Who approved it?
Good one. We talk a lot about the relationship between this government and the diaspora.
Yeah.
How do you plan to engage with Gambians in the diaspora?
I think that the Gambians in the diaspora should have a 100% role in this. And if I am elected, I will remove that nonsense dual citizens thing. It is preventing the national Gambian people who are out in abroad are so knowledgeable, but they are dual citizens. They have children over there. You say that that person comes in and release his dual citizenship, and he has kids over there. Does that make any sense?
Bring the kids over, make them Gambian, 100%.
Well, if you lose your citizenship, and so you have to go and apply again. Let's be serious.
Uh-huh.
We just have to be serious. You know, we cannot tell people that you're inclusive, you're part of this process, but then what makes you cannot be this because of that. People go out in the United States or other places, they become citizens. It makes life easy for them, and you want them to risk all that to come down here in the Gambia. I will remove it.
So you'll remove it.
Yes, and then I will allow them to come in and out of this country. We will elect people who are competent from the diaspora. We will engage them, and we can be able to. They can vote anywhere. I think the world has changed now.
Okay. At the beginning of the conversation, you criticized the begging culture. That, we beg for this, we beg for that, we are not producing enough, and all of this. So what kind of relationships, international relationships, will you forge with international organizations and even donor organizations?
Me?
Yes. Or GPAP?
GPAP
yes.
is a party, but as a person, I believe that we should be able to do things on our own. We use our resources to feed.
So zero
ourselves.
Relations with...
No, I'm not talking about the zero relations, but it is not going to be a financial relations, because you and I know if IMF give you money, they want something back. They want something from you. The IMF will not give you anything without asking for something else. The World Bank is not going to give you anything without asking for something back. And then we are trapped in this cycle of paying debt over the interest, and then we have the interest that is compounded. You pay the interest. We're talking about 13 billion. That is debt servicing. We don't even talking about the principal. Maybe whatever is going to be on the principal is going to be small. You're paying interest on something. So by the time you're done, the IMS own you. So I call it the neo-colonial era. It is how it is done. We ourselves out of this debt. We will manage our own resources. We will pay our own way, because now, like what we just said, 23 billion revenue, 13 billion, then what is that gap, that budget gap, where is it going to come from? It's going to come from loan and donors. Donors want money. Donors want something back. That's why our ocean is going to EU, because what EU is saying, we give you money for your budget gap. But why do we have a budget gap? It's because we are spending more than we can have, we can produce. Let's focus. I said that we reduce the government first, because when Barrow came, there were 45,000, I think, civil servants. Now, we are going to 83,000 civil servants.
Are we?
83,000 and counting. Because this budget, 2026 budget, I think in that 10 billion that they're allocating for wages and stuff, that is money for hiring. So we're still hiring, and we don't have the money to pay them. So reduce the budget, reduce the government, and then train whoever is going to. You can do volunteer, voluntary. How to call it? You can get people to leave and go into the private sector, give them money, and retrain them into the business, build the private sector, so the government doesn't have to be the biggest employer.
Okay, all right. And just finally, what message would you like Gambians to take away about your leadership and vision?
I see a Gambia that is clean. That is our vision. A very clean, prosperous, stable, and sustaining itself. Under my leadership, I will make sure that we gain back the respect that we deserve. That is our dignity. And then we will take back our resources for our own people. Invest in farmers so they can produce more. We reinstitute GPMB. We reconstitute national NTC. NTC will help bring the prices down based on government.
NTC, for those who never encountered, National Trading Corporation.
But we can change it. We can have it 10 letters or whatever. It doesn't matter. But NTC's purpose was to make sure that the price stabilization. That's what it was all about. And then GPMB is processing our own products. We can do that. Government can buy from farmers, and then we cultivate our rice. We don't need experts to come and tell us how to do rice cultivation. We can do it. Our people have been doing it for ages.
Fantastic.
So under my leadership, I will make sure the government is streamlined to be efficient. We will build the judiciary. We will build a national service so our young people can get the right training so they can go out. If they need to go out in the world, they can be respected.
Fantastic.
And then food. We will subsidize 35% to 45% because that's what used to happen.
All right. And in the final 2 minutes, that's your camera. The voters out there, they're watching you. What's your address to them?
This is my camera.
Yes, that's your camera.
Hello, camera. Anyway, I find myself joking sometimes.
Yeah.
I just want to tell everybody, our citizens, that it is high time for us to look for a leader who truly cares. A leader who says what he means or she means and does what she says or he says he's going to do. We need to give our back on people who would say, you go out and do politics and say things that people want to hear, and when you have the work, when they give you the vote, they do something else. We need a leader who loves this country, who will do what right by the citizens. And I think that GPAP can be able to do that because we have a very solid manifesto that is meant for internalizing everything. We will wean ourselves out of this debt burden, and then we will produce our own stuff. We will reduce our dependence of from national donors, donor partnership, or they don't help. The donors don't help because we supposed to be feeding our own selves, our own family. We will feed our own people. We will take our ocean back. We will buy more trolleys. We'll train our own young people to go out and fish so we can benefit from our own fish, our own resources. There's so much that we can be able to do. Gambia is not poor. Gambia is not poor. We just think poorly. Fantastic. And I think that we can be able to do it.
Excellent jam, Suwaib.
Yo, Abla, yo, luta to dede. Luta mo nulo jel mo to nga andil mahalis. Hello?
Busol mo fine.
What?
Busol mo fine. Oh,
yes!
Wave the Gambia. Deposit and withdraw money, pay bills and buy mobile credit without fees. Transfer money wherever in the country for only 1% fee. Ak Wave. Bustle mu fine? Wave. Your money is yours.
Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In the Gambia, we all move to different paces. Time is money, convenience is power, and now both are in your hands. No more long lines, no more late payments, no more missed chances, not anymore. Because now the Gambia has its own super app, Zap. One app, one tap, endless convenience. Send money instantly, pay your bills in seconds, shop without borders, pay your rides, order your meal, buy your ticket, deposit and withdraw money for absolutely free. No extra charges, no hidden fees, only on Zap Super App. This is not just convenience. This is confidence. This is the future in your hands. And the best part, Zap is born right here. Built for us, designed for every Gambian home, every Gambian dream. So don't wait in the past. Step into the future. Download Zap today on App Store and Play Store and enjoy endless free services. Call us today on our toll-free number 1666 or on 260-0001. Zap. All in one. All for you. Tap in. Zap in.